Rez instead will no-scope him. There's the follow of HE, and up close, Dexter is ready for this one. He's got the scope ready. Does get baited out. M4 is not there to help him out. Did go down, and Hampus now in a one-on-one. He gets the first kill, and now the question is, does he want to try and risk it? Fiku's thinking about it. He's not sure if he's getting pushed, so...
If Hampus waits too long, he can't fake plant. He can't try and draw Fiku out of the open, so he's actually going to get aggressive.
Oh, but Fiku sees this coming. This is such a good read, and a great 1 versus 1 at the end. 8 on the side of OG going to the second half. We'll see how that plays out after the break.
We're now back. This is where the purest form of Counter-Strike is played.
It's all been leading up to this.
This is one you won't want to miss.
This December.
Oh, and the bursts at the end!
The culmination of the Blast Premier season.
That's precise. Absolutely filthy.
All kicks off.
We've seen highs and we have seen lows. Epic spray transfer.
Oh, they run right into him.
The 200 IQ plays.
What a shame. I can't believe it.
But it all comes down to this. The best 8 teams in the world play head-to-head for $1 million.
14th of December. The Blast Premier World Finals Abu Dhabi begins.
We will be there. The question is, will you?
Letting him
In the
scream.
middle.
City.
You're low. Kill him.
Nice.
Let's go B.
Could be scream. Could be anywhere. I can't see
Versus. I'm all aim. It's fine.
Close left.
Scream.
Quad.
Quad. Backside. Third mid.
Still quad, guys. Still
through.
quad.
Quad last.
Yeah, it's quad.
Last. 1 on 2.
Jiggling him.
He's
Jiggling him.
reloading.
He's still quad.
Nice. At the up.
Go, boys.
Nice blind. I get so much AWP kills.
Big call, Alex. Nice, boys. Insane.
Right, more chickens on Vertigo than I seem to remember.
I love when the chickens pop up.
It's a good time always.
Yeah.
That was one of the really cool rounds from NIP that they managed to pull in that first half that really broke OG. There were a couple more, but still it ends up 8-7. I still think that's a little bit crazy. OG definitely putting up a bunch of rounds in that first half. NIP, this is their map pick, and we'll see what they could do now that they're on the CT side.
Yeah, a little bit of a passive defense of this B bomb site, so this massive body of a hit that OG is going to bring out to bear is probably not going to encounter too much resistance on the way into the site. NIP's looking to get 1, maybe 2 kills as they kind of try and get that bomb planted and set themselves up for a retake. One thing to keep your eye on, too, with this kind of a retake setup from NIP, there's no kit, there's no real utility. Brolin has a flashbang, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so just make it a 4-on-5 and hope to win the after plant, which is a pistol round. You can be sure there's not going to be any utility or anything else. Good setup. Look at all the smokes, the deep molotovs, a lot of execution. Oh, they're pushing before anything happens. I can't believe it. That's tag. That's Jollies. That's 4. Looking for a 5th, and he almost had it. Fiku is on his own, but they are shell-shocked behind that one.
I'm shell-shocked behind that one. What the hell? I cannot believe that was as successful as it was. OG never saw it coming. Oh my lord, the first kill is immediate. There is no chance for a reaction. What a sequence from S-Tag.
He's lost his goddamn mind.
That's some Castor Troy type stuff.
It is. Good. Good reference. I like it. Oh my god. Well, didn't really play out how you were expecting.
No, not actually. I even saw the smokes go up. I was like, oh, this is going to be even more difficult now.
Yeah. They're vandalizing the windows, playing with the doors, all the things you're not supposed to be running inside, Jason. It's not acceptable.
2 men enter a porta potty.
Go on. I'm waiting for the follow-up.
No, this is like your ruler joke. There's no punchline. You just sit there.
Just let it.
Just let it sit.
Well, OG probably. Yeah, they need a breather after that one. Who can blame them? They're like, all right, that was a lot. There's a lot was going on there. Okay. Just shooting them through the walls now.
Yeah, nothing for OG to do. Full save here. Gonna be buying up in the next round. Run boost.
To nowhere.
Style points. Accomplishes nothing. So, yeah, pistol round for NIP. That's a nice thing to have. They got the pistol round in the first half as well, so both pistols going to them on what could be a deciding map, which could end OG's year, and in competition in Blast, in the Blast circuit.
Yeah, it's looking good for them at the moment, isn't it? Oh, wow.
I like this. Aww, that's cute.
You know, if you're Neofrag, like before you open the stores, like it's just a courtesy thing to like knock a little bit first, right? So you don't have to encounter the awkwardness of opening and finding 2 people inside, and you're like,
You don't really knock on a porta potty though. They have the red and green slider.
Yeah, but they break sometimes. Too.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
You better be extra careful. Oh, Molotov on the other side, not going to be touching Roland here. Oh, some shots. They actually connect really well. Softening up Nexa for Rez to get the kill, and he follows it up. Neofrag finally sends him off the side of the building, but still, it is a 3-on-4 right here.
Damage has been done. Look at what OG had to spend in terms of utility to force back this aggression. They have really nothing for the final stage of this hit. It's all fights. It's all contact.
Yeah, well, it's a good start, but the instant swing is there. A lot of people, Hampus and Brolin, to follow it up. Because there was a 3-man setup, they're able to capitalize on that early fight so quickly.
Yeah, and in addition to all the nade woes that OG had there, Dexter was leading the attack. He was the point man, the entry, and he had the only 2 flashbangs remaining. There was nothing they could have done to set each other up for that one. So it was just swing and see what happens, and obviously it goes the other direction. Good start to the second half for NIP. 10-8, 3 straight. And they got money as well. They got at least a 1-round buffer for the moment.
A couple of maps that Hampus has put together. 21 kills right now. Leading the server for a long time on Ancient. Doing everything that he can to keep NIP in the tournament. And nobody on OG at the moment could match that output. They just don't have that yet. Oh, they flipped the cone, Jason.
Nice. Did they land it?
It landed. I don't know if it actually flipped, but it did land.
Okay, it did land. That's really all that matters.
It's nice, yeah. It's a minimalistic approach, you know? A little bit old school.
I don't know, can you consider something minimalistic if it's done with a nade?
Yeah, there are definitely degrees to it. Tiku's on his own, though.
And all 5 players surviving for NIP. So
Yeah.
talk about that buffer built up behind him. It's going to get even more powerful.
No.
You couldn't ask for more if you're the Ninjas to start the second half.
Yeah, this has gone very well. He's got no teammates, no health, no grenade to even flip any cones. Can't even do that. Oh, okay. 1 health.
Yeah, nice attempts. Good shot. 11-8, 3-round lead. for the defense, and a timeout is called from OG. They had to burn timeouts on Ancient in the first half to make sure they could even stay in the game and stay competitive. They had to use 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
Here they have the luxury of at least being able to go into the second half with all your timeouts available. Although still playing from behind, which isn't fun.
Check that. Look at the call. Oh, it flipped. Oh my god.
We count that?
Look at it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Save that for the highlight reel.
$100 if we can do it again.
All right. We got a bet. Someone step up and
take it.
Yeah, match it. Yeah, this better be good for OG, because this kind of start for NIP is going to be propelling them quite a bit forward. They look comfortable. Very different feel. S-Tag started to get up there. Him and Hampers, the 2 main engines that brought Ancient to a bit of a win for them. Roland trying there to catch somebody. Very aggressive play. And he's basically playing the mirror position of what he was doing on the T side a lot, which is also a nice thing to be able to do.
They want Neofrag. Oh, over the smoke. Neofrag can't connect. Rez does respond. Nice and easy. Over to the B-bomb site we go, because OG has no presence anywhere else on the map. And they are stalled out.
They probably would have loved to have gone instant B if they actually were in position, because they just can't do anything else, but they were under the stairs. They didn't really have anyone there, so just a tough break at the moment. Gonna try and see if they can edge their way in instead. Creeping up with that AK-47. It's maybe the one chance they had right there for a headshot. Now more people are starting to show up. Flames still able to negotiate that pretty well. He at least gets the kill, makes it a 4-3.
Yeah, S-Tag playing that super passively. Nothing to activate him into a peek. Good support from Hampus as he rotates over. Brolin almost caught with nade in hand. Flashing for his teammates and almost punished, but now they can put the puzzle together. One in middle, one challenging at the B-bomb site, and it's Nexa left alone. He gets the first.
Yeah, dropped down low on health already. He's going to fake that bomb one time. Still has time. Oh, Flash is so good. That's deadly. Hamper's going to be able to take him down, but it was really the flashbang that set it up. Well done.
12-8.
That's a strong lead that they're building at the moment. Not allowing the bomb plant either. So, I don't know what OG are going to be able to do. I mean, I actually think they made that way more competitive given the fact that they were in a 4-on-5 with no map control. It's very obvious it was going to be a B hit.
Yeah.
They still got kind of close, but now they're back to Tech9's Deagles and an AK.
Yeah, that's the real problem, is you're starting to run out of rounds where you can drop back to the weaker weapons. Fast towards mid. And that signal of putting out the Molotov is there. Hampus calls his teammates over. Good kill from Dexter. Alexi's not going to be able to get around the corner safety. He's dinked up by a Tech9, but still a 4-on-4. This is a lot of pressure applied, though. But OG kind of have to force the issue. There's nowhere to fall back and readjust. And this time, S-Tag delivers some stunning kills.
Yeah, I actually wanted to hunt him down even further. I'm shocked that Flames managed to pick that one up. Good flick.
It's the bomb in middle as well. He has no access. He's got to come all the way back around. Neofrag needs to provide something because he's being flanked out by Rez, and there's a timer on his life.
Well played on Brolin to even realize that that was an angle that he could have been attacked from. I'm a little bit surprised at that. But didn't get caught by the Deagle. And Flames now on his own. He's made it this far, but it's only going to get harder from here on out. A minute on the clock, and he could play for time, sure.
Well, I mean, he knows they know he's here as well. He made all that noise running up the ramp. Now he's walking, but the flank is in from Rez, who's just been traversing back and forth across the map. Nice and easy. 2 kills from behind, and it's 13-8. This is great from S-Tag.
Yeah, they're not expecting this aggression. Oh. Good night. This is starting to look grim for OG. Elimination game, 3 more rounds for NIP, and they'll send them packing.
For the year.
Yeah, for the year. That's a really heartbreaking part, although I guess, I don't know, given the pace of tournaments recently, maybe they can get a chance to repair some of the things that aren't working. Some of these things that OG have been running into, even throughout, you know, this tournament, it just feels like it's very fixable. If you just went back and look at all the demos, you can sort of see, man, there are a lot of rounds that we have the lead, we have the advantage, and we end up giving it up anyway.
I wouldn't say this is a new team. Remember, this OG team with some young and inexperienced players like Neofrag and Fiku and Flames stepping into this level, and even Dexter to a certain extent. But this roster really came together, what, just right around Dallas? Right before Dallas, I believe, was their first match.
Here we go. Speed behind this one. OG, they want this bomb site, and they'll take it. Oh my god, Alexi's shown up. He must have pushed through the smoke, and he gets the double res. That's the bomb dropped, and a 2-on-1. Fiku, no health at all. If that fire spreads, he's dead before he can get close to it. I can't believe Alexi managed to sneak through. I want to see the replay. How did he get there? That's so dirty.
And he's calling it out as well. He knows he dinked Fiku at the end. He's calling out that he's low. And this is now twice the bomb has been stuck in these attempted B splits, has been stuck and dropped in the middle. And yeah, the Molotov is going to end it. Couldn't get out of the way in time. NIP 2 rounds away from moving on to the next match.
This is great 2-for-1 trade. And then Alexi, he's just pops out of nowhere.
Slid in through the smoke, CT spawn. He's right, he's usually that more supportive element.
Yeah. That's the right time to be in that position.
He's not always lighting up the scoreboard, but today he's had some super impactful, just like double kills on the CT sides back on Ancient as well. He had a couple really good rounds playing at a Jaguar.
14-8. NIP catching fire, winning 5 in a row, and everything has gone their way. Some money in the bank, and limiting the funds on the OG side. So they're accomplishing all of the main goals that they want right here. Coming through the smoke, Rez looked like he was ready to tap some more people, but quick return from Dexter. The revival here for OG is going to be monumental for this to get even close to possible. They're so far behind in this game right now. And a good rotation from NIP, although Dexter is pretty crisp. Trading another nade, but doesn't really go anywhere. They're fairly tagged up on the OG side, so even if they have this 4-on-3, not that much has to go wrong for this to work out against them. Hampers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, that's the first thing that goes wrong. No utility to stop the plant.
Oh, he wants to do it. He really wants to jump, but he's thinking about it.
It's calling for a flashbang. There it is. There's the hop up, the first kill, but everything else goes the way of OG. Good shots from Nexa and Dexter. And they survive to get to 9 rounds. They still have 3 timeouts remaining. That's their first round in the second half, though.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but they get this round off of Dexter's mechanics. Just really good aims being taken at the start to even bring them into this position. And he also closes out the round, getting a couple of headshots here. So generally, yeah, going to be hard to replay that over and over again and get those same fights. But it's a start. 14-9. And NIP, they spend quite a bit of their money now rebuying. Good to see their funds starting to run dry pretty quickly.
OG have to string them together and break them here. This is their only chance to stay in this map, is if they can break the economy here and close this gap. Get up to like 11 before NIP starts rebuying, and it's still going to be a very tough affair. But this round is everything for OG at the moment.
Hampers at 27 kills. These 2 maps for him have been
phenomenal.
Absolutely lights out.
Yeah, he's been disgusting.
Rez is not seeing or feeling anything on that ramp, so they're feeling pretty comfortable sticking 2 people still at the B-bomb site. See how much more info they need. I think they're double peeking the ramp now, so they're really realizing that there's not much going on out here. Good flash to set it up. S-Tag, I don't know how much she realizes. Hampers already dropped low a little bit. Plenty of time on the clock. Oh, the defense is coming together right now. S-Tag with a double, but in the middle, Fiku might have changed the tide of this fight. 40 seconds as he picks up Rez. And let's see how much OG could do in terms of outplaying NIP. Slowly walking that bomb back.
Not as much time as you'd think either, when you consider you can't make noise in that lower level. Long route to go, and I think Dexter's saying we don't want to walk all the way up that ramp. We don't have it in us, and it's going to be a 2-on-2 challenge here at the B site.
Yeah, but NIP go to check it all the way, and maybe a little bit of fortune here, but they've got the right idea. 15 seconds, grenade is way too deep, and Roland might get sewn down. He's going to get caught, but Alexi, bomb on the ground, he gets that first kill, and now 8 seconds left. Fiku, if he tries to go for it, he might get overrun, and he will die anyway. Good double for Alexi. Nice 1 versus 2. And it's NIP at 15 rounds, 1 round away from knocking out OG.
What a great read from NIP as well. I think they're saying the same thing. There's probably not enough time if they're going to actually try and make it to the A bomb site. They're going to have to run. We hear it, so let's just get deeper into the B bomb site, clear things out, and find good positioning. And now the pressure really hits OG hard. They got to win 6 straight in a half where they've only managed 1 round thus far. This second half, that pistol round from S-Tag just got the blood flowing, got the energy up. I imagine the communication for NIP, if you talk to them after this game, they're going to say communication was really on point.
Yeah.
They're feeling comfortable.
Something like, you know, like cosplaying a little cowboy that'll get everyone all excited.
Is that what gets you excited?
I'm saying everyone, Jason.
Okay.
We're all in that boat. Don't leave me out here. I see what you're trying to do.
Listen, you casted that boat off all on your own. I didn't lead you there.
Well,
round 25, potentially the last round for OG, and they go for the run boost, and they nail it, and they get the double opening.
Boom. You deserve this round. That is a stunning start. Flames wants to fight a little bit more. Alexi gets the message now. He's like, all right.
They see your cowboy, they go for a Rocket Man.
Strong counter. I don't know what the one up to that is. There's got to be somewhere to go, but yeah, that's you lose that round very, very quickly.
Yep. That's basically Alexi has that one engagement to try and claw it back and try and make something doable. It would have to be something miraculous from him, and yeah, this is a good save call from NIP. Especially because their money is still busted. This is not the time to get reset either. 15 to 10, OG hit double digits.
They're going to be far enough away that no one's going to get caught.
This is too when you go back for OG, and what's really, really ultimately painful at the end of the day isn't necessarily, I mean, this map is going to hurt for OG obviously on elimination, but what's really going to be painful,
God damn.
Oh, I love this music. Beautiful. Well done, production. They're not scared about the 4 best of 3 days. They're still pulling out all the tricks. Shout out to the guys in production. It was a long day yesterday.
I was going to say, they lost their sanity yesterday already, so...
Yep.
Now it's just, you know, off the leash now.
And they came in today all fortified after a short night of sleep and had that delay, and that probably lost their sanity even further.
Yeah. That's not easy. What is the saying? Production never sleeps.
Exactly.
Nexer and Neofrag already grenaded up early in the round.
What I was going to say is that ultimately the most painful thing for OG, remember on Ancient, they had 5 map points.
Why are you bringing it up again?
They had 5 chances to close it out.
Why be a dick? You already made your point. We know.
Ooh, that's a beefy nade from Brolin. So much damage is done to OG. They have to spend a lot of health to get this kind of map control, and it's not even comfortable because Brolin is keeping up the aggression.
Yeah. More nades raining down, and now Brolin peering down on top of the smoke. He sees it, and Neofrag, no chance to reply on that one. A 5-on-3 before we even really get into the round. They have no control over anything in the map. I think even S-Tag has started to move forward on the B side. He's back. Double dipping on that smoke. Taking down Dexter.
And this round's over before it begins. OG doesn't even get to execute anything they wanted or talked about. Rez with the 4th kill of the round, not the final. Flames keeps him alive a little bit longer, but just for seconds. It's going to be NIP eliminating OG from the Blast Fall Finals and ending their year early. Great performance from NIP. Good recovery on Ancient to take that map back. And they're on the road to redemption, the road to show that this lineup has got some legs beneath it.
Yeah.
(2-0) for NIP. Managed to have a confident showing on their pick of Vertigo. We had a few questions coming into things, but man, a constant throughout that map, Hampus. He has been on fire throughout this series, instrumental in closing this one out for NIP, and yeah, keep a hold of their tournament life here at the full final.
Man of the match without any doubt. You're right, Hampus spearheaded NIP into this victory. We had the sentiment, we had the sense that getting over the finish line in Ancient had put them in a position to close it, and they displayed exactly what we expected. The game plan was way stronger on Vertigo, was way safer as well. You could see the end round, they were in control, and a deserved 2-0 victory for the Ninjas.
Also extra deserved because S-Tag pulling out the dualies and doing some magical work with that. Absolutely love to see that. I mean, if you're an OG fan, unfortunately for them, yeah, as Jason was saying, that does potentially end their year early. Of course, the World Finals coming up, which they potentially maybe have a shot at, but it is now completely out of their hands.
That's correct. We're not going to play science boards with the mathematics. We're going to let way clever people deal with that. But the fact is, OG might have just lost the control of their destiny when it comes to World Finals. They might just rely on other teams like G2, like Liquid, to not grab points and bypass them on the world leaderboard. So we're going to have to see. But hey, man, how's it going?
Hello.
Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Finally we win.
Yeah, how was that for you? Because that was kind of a completely different narrative from what we saw on your debut day, day one here at the Full Finals. What changed coming into today?
I don't know. I just getting our asses kicked like time and time again, and I felt like everyone in this team right now just wants to show that we can play. We can play CS, and yeah, I mean, for me, OG, kind of personal. Like I know these guys, and they're like Flames and Casper, really good people, and yeah, I mean, I just really wanted to win this match for the sake of the team and our confidence. But yeah, I mean, I think we're against G2 next, so.
Yeah, oh, actually, you're going to be against the loser of Liquid Na'Vi.
I believe so.
Oh,
yeah,
you're yet to know who you're going to play.
Okay.
Correctly.
No worries.
I want to ask from your perspective, because we've been talking about this narrative on the desk of, you know, how tough it is for you coming into a new squad and how extra tough it makes it, Rez taking up a whole new role as well of the AWPer. Can you give us a few words as to, you know, are we correct in that sort of extra difficult situation for you?
I mean, for sure, it is like these guys, like they know how to call in English. Some of them have some experience, but it's still at times, I mean, the same thing as on all international teams, I feel like. But just the fact that Rez has a role change on top of that, I feel like he's had moments when he's not too comfortable, moments when he is really comfortable. Like when we have games where we're getting smashed, we don't really have the AWP too many times, and then it's like he's not getting those rounds in that he needs. But I feel like it'll come eventually.
And I'm going to bounce back on your answer right here. How much is your life harder because of that? Because of you have Rez as a main AWPer that's still growing into his role. As a leader, it feels like sometimes your toolbox is just missing a hammer, right? How do you work around that as a leader?
I mean, you just have to live with it, honestly, and just talk with the team. I mean, I'm not bullshitting anyone that it's so hard for me and that's why we're losing or something. Obviously, I can call better always. But, I mean, it's a process. I've been here with Montu as well when he changed from rifle to AWP. Now it's with Fredan, so we're just trying our best.
Speaking of finding solutions, the first map is where I believe you guys made the difference. On the second half, on the offense, it felt like you were out of solutions. They were shutting you out completely, and then something changed, and you finally put these 2 rounds on the board, and you push it over the finish line. Can you give us a little bit an overview of how you found these solutions? How did you unlock the counter at the end?
I mean, I felt like it was kind of this fuck it mentality when
all right, that works.
They tied the score, and I felt like we had some moments we could really close out the game. We just we played a bit slower. That really helped us, I feel like, and just changing the pace. Maybe they expected us to keep playing fast all the time. And then on some of those clutch moments, we just came out on top finally. Like I felt like we lost so many after plans, so many 4-on-3s or whatever it is, and that obviously doesn't help you, and it makes the team a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
But I felt like that pulled us through, that we just finally won a round, just brute forcing it and shooting them to the head.
Alexi, one more question, particularly about the map veto, because yesterday we saw you guys having the choice between playing Mirage and Overpass. We saw it go into Overpass, which surprised a lot of us. Today, the choice again was between Overpass and Mirage. You chose Mirage. We didn't get to see you guys going to that. Why did you choose Overpass yesterday? Because it's been a hell of a long time since we've seen you yourself playing an official on it.
I mean, I don't mind it personally, but I think it's just a thing between NIP and Heroic. They've been playing Deciders on Overpass a lot of times, and I think the past 2 times NIP won. So I think it's just the confidence we need. And yeah, we made that judgment and got beat badly, but I mean, they played really well.
Well, yeah, looking forward to seeing what else NIP are going to be delivering throughout the tournament. Congratulations, Alexi B. We'll let you go off and celebrate with your team. And we're going to bring up the bracket as well, because we can see exactly what is going to be on the cards. Of course, unfortunately for OG, that does spell the end of the line, and potentially, as Jason was saying, possibly the end of the year as well. But we do have another game coming up, and this one is an absolute banger. It's going to be FaZe taking on Heroic.
FaZe were back on their A game after dismantling OG, leaving them with no room to breathe.
Twist just deletes everyone.
The question mark still remains, as to whether they are truly back to full strength, as they won't be able to make any mistakes against the major runner-ups. Heroic may have been bested in the flames of Inferno, but on the following two maps they absolutely stomped on the Ninjas. Now facing FaZe in a best-of-3 for the first time since Katowice, can Heroic get a key victory to lock in their semi-final spot at the Royal Arena that could give them the home field advantage?
A Dane guarantees to be playing in front of their home crowd. But question is, will it be 1 or will it be 5? That's exactly the answer that we're going to be gleaning after Heroic taking on FaZe Clan. Both teams with hot starts, arguably FaZe even hotter coming in here at the full finals, particularly after a lackluster performance at the previous Rio Major. So Matthew, how are you framing up both sides of the equations coming into this, particularly as you know, Heroic, they made it to the grand finals in Rio.
I honestly feel this is an amazing litmus test for either side of this story, Freya. First of all, on the FaZe side of things, of course, we've mentioned, and we will time and time again, the story of redemption for them.
Yes.
The fact that they missed out on the major, being eliminated last place in the Legend stage, extremely disappointing, but now they have to take it one game at a time, or day at a time, if they want to recover both from the community aspect, but from their own perspective. Now, Heroic, we have them here. You look at the major run, it was nothing short of phenomenal what they were able to do. They broke through that glass ceiling that we always perceived in when it comes to playoffs. But then you can be a doubter, you can be a negative Nelly, and you can say, well, it was only Furia, it was Spirit, it was an outsider. Now you get to face FaZe, who absolutely dismantled OG. That is your time.
Yeah, now is undoubtedly the proving ground for Heroic coming into their full finals run. But I think somebody that we've been praising on the side of Heroic, it is a talisman. It is Cadian, not only for his fragging ability in the server, but for his reads against some of the opposition as well, particularly in that NIP game yesterday.
Oh, absolutely, center of conversation. He has been a center of conversation the last few events. You talk about yesterday, I'll raise you last few months when it comes to Heroic, right? Because I think when we saw them choke in different situations, he was also the guy we were pointing the finger to. We were saying, hey, Cadian, you are not able to have that kind of impact in these high-pressure, high-profile games. You're kind of vanishing, you're disappearing. And he stepped up massively. He was, for my money, one of the main reasons why they had this run in Rio. His calling was impeccable. He had a great mindset. He took everybody with him. You have to realize, they stepped into the arena in Jeunesse Rio de Janeiro. They were against about 15,000 people against them. And then as a leader, it is your job to make sure that everybody's on board, that you create this bubble, which we know is the DNA that Heroic is made of, and together you go against Defy. And they were able to defeat Furia. So if that isn't a feat for Cadian to put on the resume, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they felt the extremities of the crowd in literally both directions, being the favorites in that quarterfinal and definitely being the villains coming up against Furia, who they did manage to take down. When we're speaking about FaZe, obviously we didn't even get the opportunity to see them gracing the stage of Jeunesse Arena, as we've been talking about time and time again. They were 0-3 in the Legend stage. You know, an abysmal performance coming into things. I'm super impressed with the rebound, the initial debut game that we've seen here in Copenhagen, because the individuals were stepping up. I mean, I've got to put Twist's name into the equation as well. So many incredible clutch moments, really instrumental rounds coming out of him. Yeah, listen, it went so well for FaZe. They could actually play roulette and pick whatever name you would there, and he would have had a good game, right? That's how outclassed they did to OG. Now, the problem that I have with FaZe, not the problem, the doubt that I have is, again, how did they handle that post-major situation? And this is where you have to realize that no matter how high you are, no matter if you're at the peak of Mount Everest, there is always a time in Counter-Strike when sorrow can catch up with you. And we talked about it with Kerrigan right here. He said, listen, sometimes it's a bad day, it's a bad week, it's a bad month. Currently, right now, it doesn't matter that they had one of the greatest years ever, because they are in proving grounds. They have to prove to themselves, they have to prove to us that they can bounce back. Copenhagen is it's pretty good ground to do it. So in what metric are you looking on this to be a proving ground? Is it going to be, you know, do they have to dismantle Heroic in a 2-0 fashion for you to go, okay, we've got the phase that maybe we saw before the player break, because kind of post-summer break, that was when we saw, I guess, the dip from phase? Look, I think I would have to put my eyes on the playoffs for them and have them in the Royal Arena and see how they behave, because we know this is where most of these players came to life. We know Heroic is on a roll. They play the best Counter-Strike they've had in recent history when it comes to CS, so if that's a competitive series we see and Heroic actually get away with it, I'm not going to just condemn FaZe, because I think it would be disrespectful to Heroic and where they stand right now. But it has to be competitive, it has to be high quality. I think this is the most exciting aspect about this series as a whole, is the fact that, you know, we're seeing two different story arcs, two different trajectories for both these teams coming into things. We can also see the map picks and bans coming in. I mean, an Ancient pick coming out from Heroic, Inferno going to be the pick of FaZe, and Nuke if we do need it. Any thoughts on these, any surprises, or kind of how you expect? Well, one of the only questions was going to be whether Kerrigan plays around
with Vertigo. Ancient, again, he hasn't. So now, obviously, that's a possible punish pick here chosen by Heroic and Cadian side. Now you have the Inferno. That in itself is going to be quite tough for FaZe, because I don't think Heroic is a bad team on Inferno at all.
Not at all,
I know
yeah.
it's in the wheelhouse for Kerrigan, but they're going to have to really put their best foot forward on that one.
I like that we've got Ancient coming up as the first one as well, considering, you know, just yesterday what we've seen from both sides of the equations on this ground. Matthew, I do want to ask you, would put you on the spot. How are you predicting the series to go out now that we've seen the map picks and bans?
I'll go 2-1 Heroic. I'll go 2-1 Heroic. I think Kerrigan is probably going to be able to take away Ancient. I wouldn't be surprised if actually either teams win their opponent's map pick. I wouldn't be surprised if FaZe surprise Heroic, but then when it comes to Inferno, when it comes to Nuke, I have a great deal of faith in Heroic, and I'll have them 2-1 in this series.
Well, we're going to see exactly how it is going to be playing out, and if there are any surprises or switcheroos in store. Ancient coming in as Heroic's pick, but we all know FaZe can bring the pain train on this ground. We're jumping into the action with Moses and Anders in just a few moments.
Når de laver det gode shit, når de laver det fucking nice stuff, okay? Så hver der nu går sammen i det hele. Stå sammen, stå sammen. Det er sindssygt på, fordi vi betyder, fordi vi lavede de små planer, og fordi vi tror.
Heroic versus FaZe, and again, Kerrigan the ultimate hype man here. It's so exciting. You love to see it. This is going to be one hell of a game.
Yeah, and the spot for the semifinals as well. Inside the Royal Arena, direct berth into that position. You get to skip those quarterfinals. That's the last stage before you get into the crowd and into the arena. So massively important. And just for the way both these teams are playing at the moment, just a very exciting prospect. I love the idea that Heroic has looked so good, especially on maps like Ancient and Overpass, where you can pull the defense apart and thin it out across the map in the mid-round. But also, I mean, FaZe yesterday, that was a bounce-back performance. You saw interviews from Rop saying it felt great for the team to have that kind of a dominance performance. The interesting thing for me about Ancient is that this was the map they specifically said was they didn't really feel comfortable and felt weak on heading into the major. That was their entire reasoning for really trying to work on Vertigo to bring that into the fold. And now they've got to come back to it here. But after the showing we had from FaZe yesterday, I don't even know if you're going to get that weak FaZe. I don't believe it. You're going to get the tough FaZe game in and game out.
You probably will. And also a lot of those strategies that Heroic like to play, now you're doing it against what might be one of the best in-game leaders of all time. So it's going to be just a lot more difficult, you have to assume. We'll find out right now. We're on Ancient to start with, and Cadian with the opening kills. A takedown, Kerrigan. It's Captain versus Captain. And Cadian comes out on top, although an important refrag. And mid-control still with FaZe.
Oh, a complete stalemate between those two teams, though. Both of them threw bodies at it. There were numbers in middle, and no one wanted to turn the corner. This position from Shush is so strong, but Rain, I think he spotted it out. Yeah, he knows. He knows the whole way. Perfectly accurate, immediate headshot, and that's Shush to fall. And now Heroic is spread 1-1-1 all across the map.
And this is very, very awkward. Rain is such a powerful position because he's got Twist in the middle behind him to make sure that no one can shoot him in the back. Cadian has moved up, and this could be just a one-bullet kill, but he can't find it. Roki was already low, and as he comes back mid-reload, Twist is going to be there to pick him up. Down in Yabby, and I don't know what you could even do here. 2 versus 4. They get the first kill on Rain. It's a good start. If they find Twist as well, then maybe there is someone to fight for. But they want to double up. Brokey's going to still be alive and spot them in the middle.
Yeah, the fact that he's surviving with 2 HP makes it so difficult for Heroic. Just that third player that allows FaZe to keep eyes on everything in the map. And now Twist has got himself into safety, starting to push in towards A main. Brokey passive in middle, and Rop's passive at the B bomb site. He can support his teammate. This can actually be very dangerous. If Rops has the right timing, he can take attention away from Brokey.
He really could. I don't know if they saw that. I don't know if you can ever clear the position that Brokey's in. Anyway, he sees them. He misses the first shot, but makes up for it. Good headshot. Stown will take down one. He needs to do that again, and he needs to do it right now before he runs out of time. 10 seconds. He's going to run, pick up the bomb. He has time for the bomb plant, so 1 versus 1, but with the P250, this could be done.
Yeah, but Twist is an underrated clutcher, and he had some great ones yesterday.
Coming right for the smoke. Oh, that is so dangerous. He could have got himself killed already, but you're not wrong. Twist yesterday was out of control. He's got the mechanics. He's got that crisp aim to follow it up, and you don't ever want to count him out.
No kit. This is taking a lot of time.
And Stown has managed to move far away. Twist is spending valuable seconds looking for him right now that he can't get back. There's the first tap, but it's a 10-second defense. Stown, he's calling the bluff. He's realizing that's not happening. He comes back for it a little bit early, jumps around the corner. He's going to get caught, but it's too late. What a clutch from Stown, and a great start for Heroic.
Yeah, that's a massive clutch for Stown. And he, you want to talk about someone on a great day. Him as well yesterday on Inferno was absolutely spectacular for Heroic. Even in a losing effort, that'd be a great boost to have him involved in the action. That's a tense pistol round the whole way through, from the initial engagement in mid to the entire mid round where everyone is spread apart. And this is a 1v3 from Stown. Brokey runs out of bullets.
You could have made, I think, a strong case for Brokey just standing in the corner with a knife out instead, just to, you know, just to buy time, because we're really low on the clock there. But I mean, it's hard to obviously make that call in the moment.
Yeah, his thought too is, you know, I can stay in the corner, but he's going to hard clear this. He's going to pre-fire turning around the corner, so I have to just kind of guess and predict when he's going to be moving forward into the knife. Almost an impossible situation. Kerrigan, UMP, first kill is his, traded immediately. And Heroic's going to stream into the bomb site.
Well, look at Yabby just clearing the space behind him, making sure his teammates can get there. Dangerous for Testis, but he does win the fight. And Yabby's there to pick it up. Still a 2-on-3 with Testis being kind of low on health, but they should have enough space to get the bomb planted, even if it's dropped in an awkward position.
And if Twist calls out a Testis position, Rain obviously knows likely he's going to be rotating back around towards the double door, so there's an engagement there. But Testis is playing it very smart.
Yeah, just stay far back. Let the teammates do the work, get the bomb planted eventually. They have picked it up again, so it's just a matter of time. Smoke, that'll definitely confirm it for Rain. So if he was in doubt, he definitely isn't there.
Knows likely he's going to be rotating back around towards the double door, so there's an engagement there. But Tessus is playing it very smart.
Yeah, just stay far back. Let the teammates do the work, get the bomb planted eventually.